Okay, here we are, week 13. John weighed these, and since the 28th, it's put on 57 pounds. So we know that they're bringing in nectar, and we're just going to try to manage how many supers we keep on there. If they're completely full and capped, you can go ahead and remove them if you have a way to extract it, or just leave it on. If you're not sure, just leave it on, because that's the safest place for this honey. I always try to have an extra box or something to set the supers on, because we are going to use the lid to set the second deep on. The biggest concern at this point in time is making sure that we're keeping our brood and eggs down so they can start to fill that second deep with honey, because that's our main objective from this point on, is getting that second box filled with honey. Another thing you need to be aware of is they're going to, with all this heat and everything drying up, they're going to start to defend their product, their honey. So they're going to be a little grumpier. So here we go. I'll give them a little shot here. Let's see, they're bringing in pollen. That's a really good sign.
Got it.
And we'll go ahead and lift this off. Give them a little shot up there. Set this behind. And we'll take this inner cover off, see how many bees are up here and how much frosting we got. That's a good indicator of whether or not you need to add another super. So we're going to just take a look here real quick, see how they're doing. And they're doing real good. These are on their way to being full. So we're gonna see how everything else looks, but there's a good possibility we'd want to put another super on here. Now, seeing this far along capped, this can go ahead and be processed. You could go ahead and extract this. What's that?
I was going to say, you should have shown them that.
Oh, yeah.
Or the top frames here.
Yeah.
So these were stuck
It's all
to
getting
the bottom
stuck.
of the box.
Sometimes you have to go in and let's see if we've got any brood here. If she came up here and laid any brood. Yep.
Yep, we got brood on this side.
Brood on this side, brood on that side. Both those frames have brood on them. It's nothing to be worried about. These are going to go ahead and the pupa's going to, the pupa's going to emerge, and they'll go ahead and fill that with honey. So it's not a real big deal. A lot of times the frames get stuck, and you have to just take your tool and release it down there. Okay, a little bit of smoke. And we're going to see how they're doing here in terms of bringing in honey in this second deep. And they're doing a pretty good job of it. Get another shot, a little shot here. See how they're doing. A lot of times this time of year, both Italians and Carniolans are going to start to shut down. And if the workers have chewed the paint off the queen, or your queen didn't have any paint on them, you're going to think that you don't have a queen. Then you're going to go buy a queen and they're going to kill her right away. So the biggest thing that we can tell you right now is just to be patient. Take your time, look at everything closely. Watch for that queen this time of year if you think you've lost her, because she could be hiding in there. There's a possibility you won't even have any brood and or eggs, because she may be shutting down. Boy, look at all that pollen. Lots of pollen. Another thing to look at is if you're lifting up one of your super frames or even one of your deep frames, you may find they're dripping.
Oh, I got lots of brood.
She's got lots of brood here. You can see that.
We got eggs over here?
No eggs.
Okay.
That the honey is, they have not dehydrated that nectar coming in, and it's still got a lot of moisture to it, which indicates that point you don't want to take that and try to extract it if it's in your super.
A little bit of brood left on this side, but it's been hatched now.
Yep.
Can't emphasize enough that your location may be considerably different than this location. These are right on the river. We've still got a lot of nectar coming in. You might be in a drier spot. These temperatures this last week have also started to dry up a lot of the nectar flow. So don't panic, just keep an eye on your bees and your hives.
There's still a lot of brood here, and there's still a lot of pollen as well. Let's see if we can find any eggs or larvae here. Now see, this has all been hatched out. There's a little patch left, and over on the right here, they're starting to bring in honey. Another thing to be aware of is to be looking for, checking your drone cells for mites. And I don't see any on this one. We're just about ready to emerge.
You know, Ted's gonna read you the riot act.
I know, I put my
Tool down.
my tool down. Try to keep your tool in your hand. All right, we're gonna leave that open. We're gonna leave that open. It's all honey. We're gonna leave that open. We're gonna see what we can see here. I'll get some smoke here. Perfect, perfect. Seems to be all honey.
Yeah, it's not quite capped yet.
Yeah, it's all making a mess on the side here. Try to clean that up a little bit. All honey. They're pretty calm, so That's a good indicator that she's in here. Here's brood.
Okay, that needs to come downstairs. Well, that's a lot of brood too.
Look at that brood.
Yeah.
Isn't that,
Both sides too. That is
that's great.
gorgeous. Yeah.
So we're going to set this one right here for now. Can I have some smoke here, please? And the brood that we did see down here was old, so we're going to put the fresh brood here. That's still got quite a
Yeah,
bit
that's
on
still got
there.
quite a bit. This one didn't have a lot on it. This one was mostly hatched.
Okay.
Being still on the bottom.
Yeah, it's
Dry. Ooh, it's dripping out.
yeah.
Haha.
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, that is definitely not dehydrated yet.
Look at this.
Oh, that is
This is
gorgeous
great.
too. Look at that. Beautiful. Any sign of her?
Not yet.
Still there on the
Yep.
bottom.
Take care of that one.
Beautiful.
Don't see her yet.
No.
Getting to the point now where they're not going to consider swarming as much. It's getting kind of late in the year. This is all honey. Thank you.
Got some brood, but it looks like it's hatching.
You got the seeds on the bottom.
Get inside.
Thank you. That one's all honey.
Okay.
So, whoops, excuse me. So we're going to go ahead and move that brood down, trying to keep that brood down, get them to continue to store honey up here. Got honey on my hands, so they're attracted to that. We didn't see her.
She might be
Yeah,
in
very-
that next where we saw the brood on
Yeah,
that next
she might
super.
be
She
in
could be
the
upstairs.
super. Here, please. Thank you. Okay, they're starting to get a little agitated now. So we'll go ahead.
You want to wait to put that box on until we check to see if she's in that super? Just in case.
Good idea.
Get enough breeze that the smoke doesn't sit very well.
Yeah. This is all honey. honey here too. I think this is where we saw the brood. And you'll usually find it in the center of a super. She'll run up the middle like this.
Brood on both sides. Any eggs on the outside of the brood?
I'm looking. Yes.
So there's eggs.
There's
up there.
eggs and larvae up here. See all the larvae here. When you're wearing your gloves this time of year and they get real sticky, just take and rub them in the dirt. And boy, she just came up here and did a number on everything.
Lots of larvae.
Where's my fork? You got the fork? Let's check for mites.
Looks clean. Let me get a close up of that. Looks good.
Dean will find one. Okay.
Got it.
I had to set my tool down, Ted, to pick up the fork.
Unacceptable.
I know.
You're supposed to grow another arm.
Yes. Okay, I'm not seeing her. It's unlikely she'd be on this frame full of honey, but you never know. So, now we're done. Can we get some smoke down here, and we'll put this back together and let them get back to their job.
Here, you want to straighten that corner?
No, that's just the way I want it.
Whatever.
It's tight. I get a whole bunch. Hold it. Okay.
Hanging.
That's okay. Well, they'll slide off when you.
Yeah.
We're gonna leave them right there. If this nectar flow continues like it is, real good chance we would want to go ahead and pull these if you wanted to extract them. If you needed an extra super, you're running out of supers to put back on, but with this heat coming on, I'm sure that everything's going to slow down quite a bit. Remember to save all your burr comb. You can melt it down later in the year, make candles, or save it to wax some of your frames later on. I got ahead of myself here. Hose on your top, make sure you push it forward. And it's on correct. That's about it for today.
Right on.
Manage your supers. Move your brood downstairs. Let them start filling that second box with honey for their winter stores. There you go.
See you next week.